Hello, I'm Anna Mackay and this video is on inverse operations. For my students, remember to write down everything that you see on the screen, both typed and handwritten. So if we start with the term x and we need to turn that into the term 3x, what do we have to do to that? As you can see on the screen, we have to multiply by 3. If we were going backwards and we had 3x and we were undoing that to get to just x, what do we do to this 3x here? We divide by 3. So the multiply and the divide are inverse operations, or the opposite operation. So let's write that down. Inverse operations. I hope that's underneath the picture of me. Multiply and divide. And the other pair are add and subtract. So they're inverse operations. Looking at this example here, if we have an x and we want to turn it into an x, add 5, what do we have to do? We have to add 5 to that. And likewise, if we were backtracking and we had the x add 5 and we wanted to end up with just an x, we have to do the opposite, which is subtract 5. So let's put that into practice. Copy and complete, so writing all of these down as well as the answers. So how do we turn an x into an x plus 4? Well, we have to add 4 to that. So we draw our flowchart and we also have to complete that flowchart by going backwards. So to turn an x plus 4 into just an x, we're going to have to take away a 4. So take 4. So they are inverse operations. The same can be applied if there are 3 steps to it. If we have an x and we eventually want to get to 2x plus 5, the first step would be to turn x into 2x. So we would multiply by 2 and then add 5. And going backwards, if we had this expression, 2x plus 5, and we want to take it back to just x, we have to undo that. So in the order going backwards would be take 5 and then divided by 2. So asking yourself, what would you do to the following to get back to x? I find a really handy technique is to say what you see there. So we have x divided by 2. The last thing we said there, divided by 2. So we have to do the opposite of that in order to backtrack. So the opposite of divide by 2 is multiply by 2. And that's all we need to write for this one. A two-step expression here. We have x take away 1, all divided by 3. The last thing you said, divided by 3. So we must do the opposite of that to start getting back to x. Opposite of divide is multiply. So we're multiplying by 3, and then the second part, x take 1, do the opposite of that. Opposite of take is add. So this time we're adding 1. Part C, similar to B, but in a slightly different arrangement. Say it, what you see there, x divided by 3, take 1. The last thing you said, take 1. So you have to do the opposite of that first of all. So the opposite of take is add 1, and then x divided by 3, the opposite of divide is a multiply. So then it's a multiply by 3. You see how these two are different. Same operations, but in a different order. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can be notified about the next video, which is solving equations. Thank you.